Hey, how are you? How you doing? I was just looking for a song to start with, and I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it in the book, and then I was like, I'm just going to sing this a cappella for starters, but I'm not going to sing it a cappella for starters. I want to find it and start with the song, with the ukulele. But if I can't, there it is. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ethan. This is the No Show. Yes, there you go. Blue Lady, good thinking. Enough with the politics. Come over here for a little bit of peak yapping. That's what someone accused me of on one of my shorter videos. They said, dude, this is peak yapping. And I kind of want that to be my brand now. I think it's a great compliment because what are we here to do on this planet, on these few revolutions that we get to spend on this marble in the void? We're here to yap. That's what I think. I'm just going to keep flipping these pages. Maybe for the whole show, I'll just keep flipping pages. Woo! That's my vocal warm up, and I sneeze. Oh, you're here for the donuts. You came to the right place. Welcome to the No Show for the last few moments of July of 2024. Welcome to the No Show, where the donuts are always fried. Some places bake them, and that's not a donut. They call them donuts, but they're not donuts. I didn't have a chance to tune it, but let me let that sounds pretty good. Let me call you sweetheart. I'm in love. Let me call you sweetheart. I'm in love with you. Let me hear you whisper that you love me too. Keep the love light glowing in your eyes so true. Let me call you sweetheart. I'm in love with you. My wife won't like you calling me that. It'll be our little secret. Let me call you sweetheart. I'm in love with. It's very nice little chords there. I don't want to futz them all up. I don't want to funk with them. I want to get them all right. By the way, Fafi's fine. I got her a bed this evening. That's amazing. It has handles. So she's in her bed, and then you can carry her places. Look at this. She's all bundled up like a little, like a hot dog. Fafi, say hi. See, she's in this bed, and it has handles on it. So then you can just pick her up. It's great. There she is. Let me call you sweetheart. I'm in love. Oh, if you have a case of, I thought it said village earworms. I thought that was like a parasitic infection. If you had village earworms, you would have to go visit the village apothecary, who's also the village barber and is also the village cheesemonger. And he knows as little about cheesemonging or monging cheese as he does about apothecarying, as he does about bloodletting. So if you have village earworms and you're stuck in the village, good luck. But you said vintage earworms. Yes, Mom, you noticed. That's part of why I spotted that bed. It was the exact color scheme as Fafi's fur. Let me call. This one goes out to David Feldman and his lovely Leslie and this is I'm wishing them well. The lyrics don't really match that sentiment or make it make sense. It's not a song of healing. It's not a song of health. It's not a song that has anything medical. It has nothing to do with insurance. It has nothing to do with hot soup, but it's a nice song. Let me call you sweetheart. Let me call the doctor. I'm in love with you. Let me hear you whisper. By the way, that H in whisper, I have to say I'm fond of that sound when people who say the word whisper or what, when they pronounce the H, they say what. Whatever do you mean? They don't say, what do you mean? What do you mean? They say, what do you mean? So here we have an opportunity to put the H back in the what. Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you. Let me hear you whisper that you love me too. Well, that was the wrong chord. That you love me too. That's what the chord is. It's a G sharp diminished. That you love me too. Keep the love light glowing in your eyes, so true. Let me call you sweetheart. I'm in love with you. I don't know why. The end of that song and where it sits in what they call the vocal register, it makes me want to really let it rip. It's a C natural, which for me is like it's a very nice spot, that C natural on top there. It's the gateway to the high notes, but it's not a high note, so you can kind of get that feeling of a high note and a swelling without having to see a doctor. It's not that kind of swelling. It's just a you can make a nice crescendo. Oh, thank you for clapping. I hear voices in the hallway. La 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 la. La 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 la. Let me call you sweetheart. I'm in love with you. Well, thank you, David. David pays one of the nicest compliments I've ever gotten in my long and illustrious and lackadaisical career. David says Ethan is better than Paxlovid. Yes, but what do I share with Paxlovid? I also leave a metallic aftertaste in your mouth. Just something I've lived with, but you learn to live with it. Welcome to the No Show for the final day of July in this year of 2024, this roller coaster of a year. It was looking calamitous, and now it's feeling propitious, maybe. I'm feeling sanguine. I'm feeling sanguine. The ivermectin of comedy. I'll take it. I like it. I was feeling sanguine. Let's go over the humors. The humors, speaking of comedy. So the humors are, Leslie, that's a very nice comment. You said that you like that I smile when I'm singing. This is not a joke. Some vocal technique, some teachers, especially like a tenor might teach his tenor students that when they're reaching for the high notes, it can actually help to smile, to lift these muscles, to show those front teeth. Ah, ah, in a sort of a simian threat facial expression. Ah! There's all sorts of kind of physiological things that the voice teachers will advocate to achieve certain effects. But the smile when singing, it reminds me of someone who I still see occasionally on social media. I'm not in touch with her personally, but a wonderful singer and artist and coach. Her name is Corey Ellison. And I might have first met her in the chorus of Carmina Burana. If you don't know Carmina Burana by name, you know the sound of it because it's used in many films and many commercials. It's by Carl Orff. It's from around 1930, and it's a choral piece, Carmina Burana, that sounds like, to many people, it evokes the gates of hell. So it's dramatic, it's scary, it's dark, it gallops along. It's a great piece of music. It's based on this erotic poetry that these monks wrote back in the Middle Ages. So that's where the text is from. It's in Latin. So this woman who I met, I think she sang in the chorus when I sang in 1997 at New York City Opera. I was in the chorus there once. And then years later, I got to sing solo there. But in I think it was the spring of 97. That's when it was. Carmina Burana. Anyway, this Corey Ellison, I noticed that, well, then I saw her, we were in a chorus together at the Park Avenue Synagogue. I sang in a little, like, octet or something, a little vocal group that would support the cantor. That was it was a gig. Corey was part of that group also, I believe. And I noticed she had the most beatific, beautiful look on her face when she would sing. It was a smile. She would sing with a smile. And I said this to her once, like, you just have such a pleasant, peaceful, rapturous look on your face when you sing. And I think she was kind of unaware of it. It was just a natural way her face went when she sang. It was really something else. And then I ran into her again, I think at City Opera. She was coaching or conducting something. Anyway, that's a nice memory. Let me call you sweetheart. Yes, the opening chorus, O Fortuna, O Fortune, but you wrote it as a nice play on words, O Fortuna, like tuna fish. Yeah, go on YouTube or go where you get your music and listen to Carmina Burana while, if you're sitting on hold with an insurance company or with your mobile phone provider, it would be a good background music. Beatific. Was that the wrong word, Karen? You said beatific with a question mark. Did you have a beatific? What does that mean? Like a saint? Saintly. Like blessed, like blessed. Yeah. It was what's that word when it was transcendent? Maybe. I don't know. Yes, that whole piece of music is great. And when we sang that show, call it a show, we sang the show on stage there at the State Theater. The New York City Ballet was on stage with us. We were in these sort of chorus bleachers towards the back of the stage, and we had the New York City Ballet right in front of us dancing, and it was this wild bacchanal. It was dirty dancing. It was the actual dirty dancing, not the Patrick Swayze, Jennifer Grey variety. This was seriously dirty dancing. And we had a real front row seat as the chorus. It was a cool production. And it was a double bill with Kurt Weill. Kurt Weill, not street scene, but I can't remember what the other piece was. I never stuck around for part two. Anyhow, I digress. That was 1997, March of 97. Fafi's doing well. Little Fafi update. Let me call you Fafi. I'm in love with you. Let me hear you whisper that you love me too. Keep the love light glowing in your eyes so true. Let me look at how her paws are kind of draped one over the other. Very classy, classy lady. I'm in love with you. Oh, that's cool, Jay. You listened to Carmina Burana before going to a Bernie Sanders rally. That's cool. That's good. It's good pump up music. If you're looking for some, as Neuro says, profane um, pump up music, it's really good. It's good stuff. All right, that was 1910. Music by Leo Friedman. Words by Beth Slater Whitson. Whitson. Whisper. Oh, I got a pop vocab quiz from my father the other day, and I completely nailed it because he sent me a little link by text. It was the word susur, S-U-S-U-S-U, not that many S-U's, but it was S-U-S-U. At first I thought he was suing me. It was S-U-S-S-U-R-R, a bunch of S's, U's, and R's. And the word, I recognized it immediately. I didn't have to look because the word for whisper in Italian is onomatopoetic, sort of like in English. The word is sussurro, 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 sussurro. It's like saying sussurro. It's a whisper. So susurrus, susurrus. I don't know what the word is in English, but it meant a whisper. Sususudio. That's funny, Richard. Yeah, that was a terrible Phil Collins song. Oh my God. Like 1980, 85 maybe. Boy, my eyelid just turned inside out. You know how it can get stuck that way? Wow. Things are haywire. What is haywire? Where does that come from? Is that like if you had a machine that functioned because of a lot of electrical wiring, but one of the copper wires was replaced with a piece of hay, so the whole thing wouldn't work, then it would be haywire. Could that be what haywire comes from? I don't know. Let's figure. Bella Lune. Hello, Bella Lune. Yes, Fafi up and about. I missed it. No, she's not up and about yet. She's in her portable bed slash. It's like a bed sling. Boop, 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 boop. Close up. All right, there she's going back down. I forgot where I was. Haywire is canceled. Sorry. Wait, haywire means canceled? No, I thought haywire meant when things go kablooey or go on the fritz or wild. Maybe I'm wrong. Boy, this show. So the working titles for this show after a year. Oh, she's like a pierogi. That's very cute. That's exactly right. Piroshki. The working titles are But I Digress, or I Digress would be a good name for this show. The other thing that would be a good name, the other title that would work is Where Was I? I like Where Was I as a title for the show. The show is called The No-Show, but subtitles are Where Was I and I Digress. I think those might be names for my autobiographies when I write them. Where Was I? I think Where Was I is going to... Where Was I will be the title. If I write several installments of an autobiography, the final one will be Where Was I? Hay balers sometimes get snagged, and that's why it's called haywire. Is that why? I'm having a deja vu. Snarled. When you cut the wire that bundles hay, it coils in a tight snarl. Haywire. I'm having a complete deja vu, like we had this discussion about the etymology of haywire in the chat 6 months ago. I think this is just one of those neurological haywires where I don't know. Speaking of haywire, here's another hay song. Oh, here comes another Hay song. Anything Goes is a good theme song. That is a good theme song. That's a good name. Hey, good looking, what you got cooking? How about cooking something up with me? Hey, sweet baby, don't you think maybe we could find us a brand new recipe? I got a hot rod Ford and a $2. Well, I don't want to sing Hey, good looking. Hey, good looking. It patched its equipment together with baling wire or some other cheap temporary repair. Haywire is an Americanism that came out of New England logging camps around the turn of the 20th century. A haywire outfit was one that patched its equipment together with baling wire or some other cheap temporary repair. There we go. That sounds like I'm going with that one. So it's sort of what I was talking about. No, I was talking about patching wires with hay, but this is haywire where some better metal should go. Nice etymology. Thank you. Hey, Good Looking is a good Hay song. Hey, Jude is a good Hay song. Hey, let me try that. I don't feel good about just abandoning that Hank Williams song. I'm going to try just singing it down the octave. Hey, good looking, what? Hey, good looking, what you got cooking? How's about cooking something up with me? Hey, sweet baby, don't mean maybe we could find us a brand new recipe. I don't know. Then when he starts talking about his hot rod Ford, I don't know. It's not my cup of tea. But so let me talk a little bit about. I met a filmmaker tonight. His film is called Always. No, his film is called Away. His film is called Away, and it is screening at the same festival. I went to a little mixer tonight, a little meet and greet for the NYC Festival of Cinema, which is starting anon. And his movie is screening on Saturday at 3 p.m. if anyone's in the Queens, New York area. Saturday, 3 p.m. The movie is called Away, and he's already won a bunch of awards. So I'm having a weird, I know what his last name is. I'm forgetting his first name. His producer's name is Caroline. I sat with him, had a great chat. So he was going to send me some info. What I will do is I will get the information, and then I'm going to plug his movie more effectively and more professionally tomorrow night on tomorrow night's show. But while I'm at it, let me plug my movie, my mockumentary, our mockumentary, Today Is Now, is having its premiere screening, its world premiere screening on Wednesday, August 7th at 3:30 p.m. NYC Festival of Cinema. Thank you, Jay, for it's called Away, not O-A, like O-A, but Away. Yes, Away, exactly. Away is his film, their film. Our film is called Today Is Now. Please get your tickets if you're in the New York area. 3:30 p.m. is the screening at the UA Cinema on Queens Boulevard. 3:30 p.m. on Wednesday, August 7th. There's a plug. That's a plug. We haven't done this song in a little while. I missed this song. I want to do it. Yes, sir. Today Is Now, Wednesday, August 7th, 3:30 p.m. Thank you very much, Jay. I really appreciate it. Can you watch online? Good question, Nuro. Eventually, yes. Not yet. First, we're going to do the festivals, all the festivals we can get into. Then we will then we'll get it out there on some streaming platform at some point. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. Last Saturday night I got married. Me and my wife settled down. Now me and my wife are parted. I'm gonna take another walk downtown. He got married last Saturday night. They're already parted. That's it's impressive. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. Sometimes I live in the country. Sometimes I live in the town. Sometimes I have a great notion to jump into the river and drown. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. Stop rambling, stop your gambling, stop staying out late at night. Go home to your wife and your family. Sit down by the fireside bright. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. See you in my dreams, Irene. All right. I'm gonna have a little sip of coffee. Irene is the bartender. Is Irene the bartender? That's funny. Oh no, that was not the outro. Don't worry. By the way, this mug came all the way from South Korea in the summer of 2007. And it's I can't read Korean, but if I remember correctly, it tells a tale of, there's Korean folklore on this beautiful mug. It's kind of a hunting scene or a scene of warfare. Yeah, it was brought back from South Korea. Oh, I never noticed that. There's a cute little logo even right there under the thing. Anyway, that's what's happening. Speaking of mugs, go to my store and buy all my mugs. I don't have a store. I don't have any mugs. Someday I'm going to do that. So I went to the Schmooze Fest tonight. It was at California Pizza Kitchen in Queens. California Pizza Kitchen I first encountered when I was singing in Hong Kong in 2001, 2002. 2001. Anyway, I was singing in Hong Kong, 2002. That's when it was, September 2002. And we were staying in a hotel that was inside a giant shopping mall. If you've never been to Asia or Hong Kong or China, I've never been to China, but well, Hong Kong at that time was still, in any case, enormous shopping mall, hotel in the shopping mall, and then one of the many restaurants, one of the hundreds of restaurants in that shopping mall was called California Pizza Kitchen. And I sat down there back then in 2002 and I said, okay, this is weird. California is not where you go for pizza. This must just be an Asian phenomenon, this chain called California Pizza Kitchen, where they just use some generic American word to connote pizza. And I felt like I was back in Hong Kong tonight. Or the woman who was that producer, Caroline, who was at the table. She said it felt like Utah, like being in Park City. It's weird being in one of these giant chain restaurants inside New York City. You feel like you've gone somewhere else. It's a different tempo, a different vibe, it's weird. It's bizarre. It's uncanny. It's uncanny. Was it any good? It wasn't bad. The guacamole, weirdly, was a little sweet. It had some corn in it, which is weird already. But to taste a sweet, I don't want to taste a sweet accent in guacamole. 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 I don't want to have any sweet in there. Although maybe that's a way of doing it. And then the pizza was all right. They were able to confirm that the dough was vegan. And I had the California veggie pizza with no cheese. They made it vegan for me, and it was pretty acceptable. But going to a chain like that to eat pizza in New York City is a vergogna. It's an infamia. It's a vergüenza. It's a shanda. It's a shanda. Yeah, I want a Ferdman mug also, honestly. I got some of those other mugs. I got the Punis. I got the Punis mugs. Gift for my brother-in-law. But I do need a Ferdman mug. It's very funny. It is funny. Okay. Oh, we ain't got a barrel of money. Maybe we're ragged and funny, but we'll travel along, singing a song, side by side. Don't know what's coming tomorrow. Maybe it's trouble and sorrow, but we'll travel the road, sharing our load, side by side. Through all kinds of weather, what if the sky should fall? Just as long as we're together, it doesn't matter at all. When they've all had their sorrow and parted, we'll be the same as we started, just a traveling along, singing a song, side by side, side by side by side by side. La 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 da da. Ferdman, goodnight, Ferdman. Thank you. That's Side by Side by Harry Woods, 1927. Side by Side. That was the outro. Yes, Jay, I played it kind of quickly tonight. Good night, everyone. I'm going to just bring Fafi on to say good night. Good night, Fafi. All right, everybody. Good night, Blue Lady. Good night, Karen. Good night. Yes, the ukulele, I agree. It is an instrument of joy. Good night, Leslie. Good night, Jill. Good night, David Ferdman. Good night, McJet. Good night, Bella Lune, Blue Lady, Mila, Jay, Leslie, Richard, Nuro, Bella, Mila, Mother, Father, Sister and Brother, Karen, Bella Lune. So nice to have you all here. Thank you for your eyes and your ears. And I will see you all tomorrow night and every night. Hey, McJet, thank you for being here. Dawn, Donna, Dana, Donna Vondenbosch, thank you very much for being here. Thank you, everybody. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anybody. Thank you. Send me an email if you have a suggestion. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow night. Sleep well.